Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am BorderWise, and welcome to From the Depths, and more specifically, a From the Depths tutorial for mimics and decorations, which are two lovely mechanics, which are very similar and related to each other, for making all your crafts super pretty, because there's not much point making a battleship that can rule the world if it's ugly and makes you sad when you look at it. So, let's start with mimics, because I don't need to justify anything. We're starting with mimics because I want to. So this right here is a mimic. I realize it looks like a deck board, but that's because that's the disguise it's wearing right now. Mimics are blocks which you find over here in the decorations tab, as you might expect. And there's four kinds. There's your standard mimic, which just has 100 health, 4 armor, and 4 weight. And then there's three kinds of mimic blocks, which, as you can guess by the name, have the same block stats as a single block of their respective material. So, Mimic Alloy is like a single alloy block, 300 health, 35 armor, weight 5, exactly the same as an alloy block. And Mimic Lead, same thing but with lead. And Mimic Metal, same thing but with metal. Just so that you can have the option of using cheaper, lighter, or heavier or tougher mimics whenever you have the fancy strikes you. So, once you place your mimic, you hit Q on it and you'll see this UI right here. So the first thing is you probably want to pick a mesh. So say I want to, I don't know, maybe I want to make some superstructure that, some fake superstructure. So I'm going to type in metal pole. So we've got a 4-meter metal pole right now. And, well, immediately right there we've got something that looks like a metal pole, but that's just the mesh and the texture. The actual hitbox is still the mimic block itself. So hit Q, and we can mess around with this thing quite a lot. We can flip it. This doesn't actually do anything with this particular block. But there's all kind of things we can do here. So the first three are all about positioning. So you can move this thing from left to right, and it's left, right from as the block is orientated. So it's moving to our right, but it's to the block's left right there, and our left, but the block's right. You can move it up and down, and you can move it forward and backward. And scaling is a similar thing. Let's just move that back to the middle so you can see what's happening. It's just the size of the mimicked block. So left-right scaling, you can make it fatter. Up and down scaling, you can make it fatter in a different direction. And forward-backward scaling, you can set how long it is, so to speak. So it's basically length, width, and height. Height. And last but not least, you can set kind of the orientation of the thing. So you have yaw, so again, it's the degrees of movement from the front, so you can have it swing left and right, and pitch, you can have it pitch up and down, and I'm going to make this thing flat so you can see. With roll, you can make it roll from side to side. And already we're getting something that looks it's quite a different shape from the metal pole that we started with. So that's the mimic UI, so to speak. So maybe I want to try this again. So if you want to get rid of your mimic, you just do that, and let's do exactly what we just did. But let's make something superstructure-y. So let's set pitch to 90, left, right, 2. Up, down, forward, 2, now 1 and 2. So forward, backward in this case is now up and down because we flipped it 90 degrees. So now we've got a blob. We've got a fat cylinder, which is great for smoke funnels and stuff like that, especially if you tilt it a little bit. So let's see, what do we want? We want roll. No, we don't want roll. We want slightly less pitch, and you can pitch it either way. Nah, that'll do. Let's have a straight tube. Alright, so you can prefab these, by the way. So if you hit Control P, we've got that one block, and got this one thing right here, and we can stick this all over the place, as we choose, which is quite handy not just for like placing mimics around, but also moving decorations around. And on that note, let us skip ahead to decoration. So, there's two ways to place a decoration. Well, there's actually three, but we'll get to that. First way to place a decoration is just to go to the mimic you've already placed, and you can hit this button, change to decoration. So once we do that, you'll notice that thing has just fallen off, and our tube is red. What is happening here? So, decorations are a similar mechanic to mimics, but there's no separate block to them. They're just tethered to a pre-existing block. So, as we hover over here, you can see that mesh flies up, which, by the way, you can turn that off with both mimics and decorations. Hit Control X on our decoration, and in order to get it tethered to something, because currently it's not tethered to anything, you can move it around. So in this case, we're going to move it just down, so it's tethered to this heavy armor block just there. And once we go there, there's also a delete all untethered decorations option, in case you've been mucking around and have made a bit of a mess. So now we're in the decoration UI, and this section of the UI is pretty self-explanatory. You can add more decorations because you can tether multiple decorations onto the same point. Copy all of them, paste all of them, delete all of them. You can apply with mirror. So in this particular case, I'm going to demonstrate this by hitting copy all. Go over here, and mirror mode needs to be active, by the way. So if I hit Control N, Control X, paste all, you'll see that this option is now grayed out because I don't have mirror mode active. In this particular case, I'm going to hit Alt-N. Now we've got that centerline mirror, which is so convenient. And go over here, and you see this has now been added again. Hit Apply with Mirror, you hear the magical sound, and voila! The thing is applied on the other side as well, which is a tremendously handy time saver, particularly if you're placing lots of decorations. Very handy indeed. So let's go back over here. Let's talk about this. Mass Paint, you can just set the colors of pretty much all the deco over here. We're going to set it, well, let's set it blue. I feel like blue today. And now we go over here, and you'll see that this section of the UI is pretty much the same as the mimics, and it's exactly the same. It's the positioning, it's the scaling, and the orientation. You can also hide the decoration wireframe, and you can hide the original mesh. So, maybe you don't want the original block on display. And this is a recent feature added not so long ago. You can hide the original mesh. So you see that I have just now made that heavy armor beam vanish. It is no longer visible. Best camo ever. But in this particular case, I do want that visible, so I'm going to check that. And we can check the individual color right here of just this decoration. Set it to blue because yum. And we can still and we can shift the tether point of this individual decoration. So in this particular case, we can add a new decoration. Let's go, say, I don't know. Let's go metal beam, 4 meter. And we're going to pitch that up. We're going to set that to be white, and we're going to go forward, backward. And you're 45. And I'm going to shift the tether point of this thing down. And now it's not locked on there. It's over here. It's just this one, and I can shift it back up again. It is it's up to you whether you have decorations all tethered onto the same spot or not. Whether that is convenient for you or not is really up to you. It's not a problem, really. So yeah, that is pretty much everything in the decoration UI, except one more thing really, is that you can prefab blocks with decorations on them. So if I go here, handy prefab, whoop, here and here, I have decorated that, and Control Z works with that as well, which is very handy indeed. It means that you don't have orphaned decorations flapping around being menaces to society. And there's one more very, very powerful thing with decorations, and that is you can use them to decorate things that otherwise mimics would not be able to do. So in this particular case, I am going to head to the V menu. Another very handy feature is you can remove all decorations. Ding! and they are removed. Now I am going to place a thing. Let's see here. Where is it? Let's place Bertha. Bertha is fun. Is Bertha a sub-object? It is not a sub-object. Let's see. Let's instead go with this guy. And splat. So here we have a cram cannon. And you will notice that, well, cram cannon being what a cram cannon is, the barrel moves around. The actual hitbox of barrels, by the way, doesn't move with the visual bit of it. It just kind of stays there, which is weird. And say I want to decorate this barrel. Well, firstly, I've got my problems there because, well, where's the decoration tag? There it is. So, firstly, I can't place anything here, so maybe I can do this. Maybe I can put a wood thing there, and maybe I can put a mimic there. Actually, let's do mimic metal because it's tougher. Maybe I want to be, maybe I want to put a donut on this thing. You know, a nice, delicious donut. Let's go move that down a little bit. Where's that? Nope. Yeah, not down. That's no good. I orientated this funny. Bravo. Down, down, down. Alright, so I've added a donut. Will that look right? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Ignoring the fact that there's a very ugly wooden block over there, mimics aren't gonna do the job. So, what can you do instead? Well, you can decorate gun barrels and other things which move, and the decoration will stick with them. So let's go mimic Taurus, and let us scale this. So you'll notice that this is looking a little bit funny. So let's now do that, and depending on what gun barrel you're using, it also is a little bit weird. So let's pitch that forward 90 degrees. Oh, look at that delicious donut. I have no idea why you would put a donut on a gun barrel, but you can. And now we've got a donut which moves with our gun barrel, and that is super, super handy for making your turrets and your guns look beautiful and sexy. And I have a weird habit, by the way, of decorating advanced cannons to look like crams, and I decorate crams to look like advanced cannons. I don't know why that is. I guess I'm just impossible to please. And another reminder here is that you can prefab this, and if you just slap the prefab down in a spot that's already taken by a block, you get stuff like this, and it looks really quite funky. So right here we got our donut cram cannon. Why did I think this would be a good idea? It's just making me hungry. It's making me crave donuts. But yeah, that's pretty much all there is to mimics and decorations. And really, the only limit is your imagination. So, particularly decorations are free, they don't cost materials, and really they only cost your time. And when you're creating art, time is never wasted. So, what are you waiting for? Get out there and make the good stuff happen. So, salute that. Yeah, I salute art with guns. So anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Support me on Patreon, or YouTube membership if you like. It really helps, and there's fun perks in it for you. Thank you to all my current supporters, and I will see you next time in From the Depths. One more gun salute. Farewell.